Welcome back, my dear friends. I hope you have gone through last three videos regarding the assessment, and this is the fourth question which we're gonna discuss about BTP configuration. The first and second question were on IP addressing and subnetting. The third question was on basic routing configuration, that is configuration using router with OSPF and EHF protocol along with the static routing protocol. And along with that, we also discussed how we can able to do the configuration on default routing protocol. So let's focus on today's question, that is do VTP configuration with the 7 switches as per your connection. In that, there should be one VTP server and one transparent uh, each. The rest other should be a client. Select the server switch as per the company standard. So here it says that we need to use total 7 number of switches, and out of that, one switch should be a VTP server, and another switch should be in a transparent mode. Okay, so the rest of the other switches should be in client mode. And it also says that to select the switch, that is especially VTP server switch as per the company standard. See, company standard says that uh, we usually we deploy the VTP server either in core layer or distribution layer. Okay, so right now I have selected this as a core layer. Okay, right. I'm not using any core switches. I'm using a normal switch, but I'm considering this as a core layer and this as a distribution layer, and the third layer is an access layer. Okay, just for your information, all this. Okay, so if you remember regarding what exactly the VTP is all about, uh, VTP is nothing but VLAN trunking protocol. It is not viable to configure VLAN in all the switches in the network. So we can create a VTP server or a client or the transparent mode in the switches, where the server will provide the VLAN information or changes in the network to all the switches, that is a client switches. Basically, VTP manages the addition, deletion, and renaming of the VLAN across the network from central point of control. Okay, and just to have a note, uh, the switches should configure in the same domain, and the domain uh, are not case sensitive. Okay, the domain are not case sensitive. All the connection between the switches connection between should be a trunk. Okay, so until unless this criteria matches, uh, the things will not work here. Okay, so obviously whenever you are connecting the uplink between switch to switch, it should be a trunking port. We have to convert that ports as a trunking port. Okay, so in this case I have taken one VTP server, the topmost one, and I have taken VTP transparent mode at the one switch, and the rest other switch as a client. Let's get into configuration part. Uh, just to re-emphasize once again what exactly this mode is all about. So VTP have three modes. There is a server mode, client mode, and a transparent mode. Server mode, it is a default mode in the switch. You can create, modify, and delete the VLANs in server mode, and it can synchronize the VLAN configuration. It sends and forward the advertisement of the VLAN. This saves the VLAN configuration, or it saves the configuration in NVRAM. Okay, So coming to client mode, so if a switch which is working on a client mode cannot add or delete any VLAN configuration, and it don't uh, save the configuration, but instead it reads from the server every time when the switch get boots. Okay, and the switch which is running in client mode only forward the advertisement. Okay, and obviously yes, again it gets synchronized with the VLAN configuration. So coming to transparent mode, you can add or modify or delete the VLAN configuration, but it will not get synchronized with the VLAN configuration. It forwards only the advertisement, and the configuration will be saved in a NVRAM. Okay. So if you want to know much more in detail, please check our the online class. Okay, so with the VTP and STP configuration part, so you can get much more in detail explanation of that. Okay, so let's get into configuration. So right now I have uh, I've considered this diagram. Okay, but since uh, we also have to do a trunking port, right? So from the uplinks we call it as, okay. So from switch to switch, this port should be a trunk port. So right now I have not done that. Uh, I'll just take I'll just take up a minute to complete it. I'll show you in one switch how to do the trunking port. So it is fast Ethernet 0/1, and at this side is 0/2, right? And here it is. So in the first switch, the first port and the second port is connected to uplink, right? So what I do is I'll convert the first and the second port as a trunk port. So if you remember how to do the trunking, so need to get into interface. So I'm taking a range since I have a multiple interfaces need to be configured. Interface range fast Ethernet 0/1 to 2. Enter. Switch port mode trunk. Switch port, yes. So now the trunking is enabled. Okay, the trunking is enabled. So by default, this will be running in with 802.1q encapsulation. So you need not to worry about it. Okay. The config terminal interface range fast Ethernet 0/1 to 3. Switch port mode trunk. Enter. So 3 ports have been configured as a trunk. Here port number 1, port number 3, and port number 2. So 1, 2, 3. Other side also. Enable config terminal fast interface fast Ethernet 0/1 to 3. Okay, interface range. Sorry, interface range fast Ethernet 0/1 to 3. Switch port mode switch port mode trunk. Enter. And here which port it is connected? First port. See, what you can do is very simple. Here also first port, here also first port, here also first port. See, all other switches first port only is connecting, right? So what you do is do configuration in one switch and just copy and paste it in other switch. Config terminal interface fast ethernet 0/1 switch port mode trunk. So what I do is show interface show run. So I'll check the interface configuration. Okay. So here it is configuration. Okay. Switch port mode trunk. I'll copy this. I'll go to the second switch. Enable config terminal and just paste it. Simple. Similarly, enable config terminal. We'll paste it. Enter. Similarly, in the last switch, enable config terminal and just paste it. It is all the first port. Interface faster than 0/1 switch port mode trunk. That is, I'm converting that port as a trunk port. Okay, so now all the uplinks, that is the links which are connecting between the switches, are trunk port right now. Okay, so what next is VTP configuration. So far what we have done is we have prepared a basic thing which is necessary to do the VTP configuration, or to create the VTP server and the clients. So now we are creating the VTPs. Okay, and at last, once we create the VTP server, clients, and the transparent mode switches, to verify that, we will create one or two VLANs and will cross verify whether the VLANs are updating automatically in rest of the switches or not. Okay, so let's get into server mode switch. Okay, config terminal. In config terminal, as I already told you, the three things should match. There is a domain name, password, and the version. Okay. So in this case, VTP, if you remember the configuration part, VTP domain name, I'm creating this as ng. Okay, domain name as ng. Okay, and VTP password is Gurukula. So password is Gurukula, and just ensure that the password is case sensitive. Okay, and you have to update the same password in all the switches. Otherwise, the switch will not consider, or switch will not get synced with the server. Enter. So VTP version 2. Okay. Something else? Yep. So by default, the switch will be in server mode. So that's the reason I'm not going to create this as a server. But for your reference, VTP mode. So you can create this as a client, server, and transparent. Since I need this as a server, I'm configuring, and you can see you can get a alert message that device mode is already in the VTP server. So any switch, once you install, or once the switch get boot, okay, any new fresh switch, okay, So usually that will be in server mode itself. It's a VTP server mode. Until unless you change that mode, it will be by default, it will be VTP server. Okay, so now I have made this as a server. Okay, so the next part I'll take the VTP transparent. So this is also very similar. Okay, no much changes. So right now I have VTP. I've created a domain as ng, as this is my domain name. Okay, this is already taken update. Next, I'm creating a VTP password as Gurukula is my password. Enter. Then VTP mode as a transparent mode. Enter. And VTP version 2. So just to cross verify, show VTP status. Enter. So here you can able to see VTP domain name. First we have configured a domain name is updated, and the operation mode is transparent. It is done, and version 2 is enabled. Okay. So right now this switch is working on transparent mode. So we'll create a client also. So one client will create here. Config terminal VTP domain is ng, VTP password is Gurukula, VTP mode is okay. So I'll create a version. VTP version is 2. Okay, then VTP mode is client. Okay, so we'll cross verify. Show VTP status. So it is operating in a client mode. Domain name is ng, and version 2 is enabled. Clear? Okay, so I'll try to do some smart work. Show run. There is a VTP configuration here. Any VTP configuration. I'm not able to see. Okay. Anyway, that is not available, I believe. Fine. So, see, as I always suggest, guys, like whenever you are doing any configuration or building a new configurations, try to check and try to cross verify step by step. Okay, so right now I have created one switch as a transparent mode and another switch is in client mode. Okay, so whereas I have one server mode, VTP server. Before I go to any other switch configuration, okay, as a client configuration, so what I'll do is I'll just create one VLAN. Okay, so in a client mode, I'll check whether any VLAN is there or not. Show VLAN. So right now I don't have any VLANs. I don't have any VLANs. Okay, so by default VLAN 1 is there, and the FDDI token ring FDDI-NET and TR-NET. These are all by default is available. Okay, so we don't have any other VLANs available in this case, right? So what I do is I will create a VLAN. I will create a VLAN in server, and I will cross check whether the configuration which I have done is working properly or not. This is the first step. Okay. VLAN 10. I'll create a VLAN 10, name as Win Gurukula. It should not be any space. Okay. Gurukula. That's it. So in the client switch, I'll just cross check. So if you check here, we don't have any VLAN which is updated, right? So since I have done the VLAN configuration, or I have added the new VLAN over there, so I need to cross check whether VLAN is available or not. Yes, here you can able to see VLAN 10 is active. Just now I have added, so that means whatever the configuration I have done, it is working properly. So same I can go with other switches also. So I'll create as this switch is in. I'll just add the switch to VTP client mode. Okay. Parallelly, I will cross check whether whether the VLAN is updating or not. Okay. Config terminal VTP domain is ng VTP version is 2 VTP password is Gurukula and VTP mode is client. Enter. So I'll just cross check. Show VLAN. Yes, it is updated. So it's working fine. Enable config VTP domain ng VTP version 2 VTP password is Gurukula. VTP mode is client. We'll cross check. Show VLAN. Yes, VLAN is updated. So this how like you need to cross verify step by step, so that you will not get get into trouble later once you complete everything and then you cross check. Okay. So VLAN, no, this is not updated. Okay. Config VTP domain CMG VTP VTP version is 2. VTP password is Gurukula, and VTP mode is client. VTP mode client. Enter. Show VLAN. Show VLAN. Enter. Yes, it is updated. So this is how like you need to do the configuration step by step. So you will understand the things much more better. Probably in my classroom session, I have also explained like how the synchronize is going to happen, and so VTP domain is ng, VTP password is Gripilla, VTP version is 2, VTP more is client show VLAN. Yep. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just say now once you get a confidence that the configuration which you are doing is proper. Okay. So now even you can add 100 number of VLANs here. So that will not going to be a much hectic on any configuration part. Okay. For example, like I'll add a VLAN 20, VLAN 40, VLAN 30. Okay, so we'll go and check. Yeah. So VLAN 10, VLAN 20, 30, and 40. So it is automatically updating. Right. So this is how this is where VTP comes into picture, because in a production environment you can go to each and every switch and update the VLAN configuration. Maybe a company might be using 200 plus number of VLANs as per the company requirements. Okay, so it is not viable to configure at each and every switcher, because a company which is running with lakhs together of users, right? So and obviously yes, you uh, will be using 1,000 number of switches. It is not viable for a network engineer, network admin to configure all the VLANs in each and every switches. So that's a reason we use the VTP concept, where the VLAN going to be updated automatically. So I hope you have understood the concept. To know more about VTP, please watch our classroom sessions, so you will understand in much more better basically how VTP modes are getting different, and how those different modes will work in VTP concept. Okay, and where exactly we use the transparent mode. Okay, so all these things I have discussed there. So in this case, like for this question, initially we did the trunking between the switch ports. Then we have created the VTP server client and transparent modes by creating the domain name, password, version, and defining the type of modes. Okay. Later we have added the VLAN, and we cross-check whether the VLAN is getting updated automatically at the client switch. So I hope the video is informative, and you got solution for your question and your queries. If you want to know more about our videos and upcoming classes, subscribe to our channel, click on a bell icon. You will be getting more updates on different technologies with different trainers. Thank you once again. Happy learning.